Good morning, Fort Worth. It is 5 February. You got Andrew and Michael Brittner. Morning, Michael.
Morning, Andrew. How you doing, man?
We're here. We've made it. We're at Hoppin, right down the street from Doc's Records. Badass little venue with 58 taps on the wall, self-serve taps, and a cocktail, full-service cocktail bar that you cannot miss out on.
Miss out on. That's the
like
phrase.
That. Excuse me. It's a late night. I want to get into that real quick. We were out at McFly's Pub last night with Brothers Keepers. It's a local charity organization that is committed to provide once-in-a-lifetime experiential retreats and ongoing support that offers profound healing and fellowship for wounded veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. It was a difficult recording because we were talking about difficult stuff, but it was a great experience, and I'd love for you guys to check that recording out. We'll be dropping it on Friday. Brothers Keepers is always looking for volunteers and monetary donations. You can go to brothers-keepers.org. All right, if this is your first time joining us, the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show is a 20-minute segment that we do for you guys to get you ready for your day on your way to work. We got Matt Stubbs calling in from Sky Viper, our traffic helicopter. Mr. Stubbs, good morning.
Hello, sir. Hello, Fort Worth Roots.
How you doing today?
Good, man. Good. Flying around in this foggy weather.
We got a complaint.
Traffic looks good. What you talking about this jerk out on 199?
Yeah, man. They feel like you've neglected the folks making their journey from the Springtown Azle area down into downtown Fort Worth via the 199 corridor. So he called in to complain about that.
You tell that asshole nobody drives out there anyway, especially any Fort Worth Roots listeners.
Well, I beg to differ, but yeah, can you start with that? Can you give us some 199 updates?
199 looks fine. I don't know what that clown's talking about.
Okay, smooth sailing there. What else you got?
Yes, sir. Man, we got a clear day everywhere for the fog that's in the air. So all the highways and byways look pretty good. But can I give a birthday shout out?
Yeah, whose birthday is it?
Cristiano Ronaldo's.
Who is that?
What?
Help me.
He's a football player.
Oh, the sport ball. Okay, cool.
Sport ball. Yes, football player.
Nice. Love that. Good for him.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, sport ball man.
Yeah, you guys want some Super Bowl oddities?
What do you got?
All right, so the winning team gets paid more than the losing team. We probably knew that, but did you know how much the winning team gets?
No, I do not. Michael, do you know?
I have no idea.
Well, Michael, in 2024, the winners got $164,000 per player.
What? Dang.
You know how much the losing team played? Oh, yeah. Losing team gets $82,000.
Still not bad. It's double my annual income.
Exactly.
It's great.
It's $164,000 over my income. So.
Wow.
The Super Bowl is also called the chicken wing apocalypse. You know how many wings Americans consume during the Super Bowl Sunday?
Are we going off of wings or birds?
1.4 billion chicken wings are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday.
It's a straight up yard pimp massacre, man.
Chicken slaughter.
That's crazy.
Sounds like
it is a chicken slaughter. That's a good name for a band too, Chicken Slaughter.
Pollo Execution.
So here's the fun one. During halftime, they have what is considered the halftime flush phenomenon. Water authorities prepare for massive water surges at halftime because so many people flush the toilets at the same time.
Wow. Well, you think that's ever broken through like a main sewer pipe or like destroyed a dam or something?
It's had to.
Sounds like a lot of power.
Sounds like a shitty day and a shitty bowl party.
That's why I always recommend just pissing in the yard.
Yeah, just go outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, you will not be able to make any money because I said Super Bowl like 3 times during this podcast. So sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. We don't get anything directly from our viewership, so not really a concern. But is that a thing? They'll shut you down just for saying the words bowl and super in the same sentence?
Apparently, it's a big division in how much advertisement's bought. Some people think that you shouldn't be able to use that phrase unless you pay the NFL.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
Another interesting thing, in 1972, the Super Bowl had a turtle race.
Ooh, well, today is Turtle Fact Day, so tell us more.
That's interesting.
Well, I don't have much more, but I do have a turtle head about to come out, so I got to go, guys.
All right, everybody, that's Matt Stubbs from the Jerry Jonestown Massacre podcast. You can catch them every Tuesday. Best way to watch them is on YouTube so that you can be part of their live chat room. That again, we didn't get a lot of traffic out of them today, but that is Sky Viper, our morning traffic helicopter. We don't release this isn't live. We release these at 8 o'clock, and we're recording right now at 7:13. But hopefully some of the data that he gives us will help you throughout your day, including Super Bowl facts, sports ball, and things like that. So, all right, onward. Our next segment for the day is weather. This is your 10-day forecast. Today, 71 degrees and 65 for the low. It was really like misty, foggy on my drive in. You too?
Yeah, especially yesterday.
Yesterday was
early morning.
Yeah,
it was super foggy.
It was worse today for me coming down 199 corridor. Thursday, 79 degrees, 54 for a low. Friday, 72 high, 65 low. Saturday, 84 high, 46 low. Look at that. That's crazy. And then Sunday, 51 for a high, 42 for a low. And next week, moving into Monday and Tuesday, looks like we got 61 and then 54% chance of rain. So we might start the week off with a little bit of moisture.
So Saturday is going to be really nice.
Yeah, Saturday is going to be nice.
It's good.
All right, our next segment of the day, National Day of, where we tell you about all the goofy shit people have submitted as a national holiday. February 5th is National Shower with a Friend Day. I'm clicking on it. We only click on the interesting ones. There's a classy lady with a towel wrapped around her hair standing in the shower for the picture here. This is from nationalday.com. It doesn't say who the story's by. Tired of the polar vortex? Heat things up on National Shower with a Friend Day. Note, this day started innocently enough when a Colorado company called New Wave Enviro encouraged people to take showers with a friend, meaning it's all new shower filter. Their reasoning, according to the company, your body absorbs more chlorine through the skin and lungs while showering than while drinking tap water. That's terrifying. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And who are we to disagree? In any event, on February 5th, you are free to celebrate however you and a friend would like. So, there you go.
What does showering with a friend have to do with the chlorine?
They're talking about a filter that the company was selling. That's your friend. Do you remember, what show was that? Horrible Bosses 2, where they made the shower buddy? Remember that? Vaguely?
I think so,
It was their big invention?
Yeah, that was
It's a great
the
show.
first one was fantastic.
The second one was all right. Hard to compete with the
what is going on? Are we friends? We're kind of
yeah,
friendly.
well, there's no shower here, Michael, so
Okay.
we'll have to improvise.
Yeah.
All right, and February 5th is also National Weather Person's Day. So, hey, I just read off the weather. It's my day.
You're basically weather.
Congratulations to me. It's funny because we'll just be out in the wild and somebody will say something about the upcoming weather or the temperature for the day, and I'm like, actually, no. Or something of that effect. It just increases the number of people that don't like me, I think.
Is that possible?
Nobody likes to hear that. Yes, Michael. It's very, very possible. All right. And we usually do, I don't know where the tab went, but this day in history is our next segment. Oh, and by the way, we were supposed to have Turning Point Brewery on today. They didn't show up. They ghosted us. They no-showed. We just want those guys to know that we love them and their beer is fantastic. Our hearts are broken, but we'll get through it, and we should reschedule. So.
They're rascals, man.
You dirty
Those
rascals, JP and Michael.
Yeah.
All right, 1631, this day in history, religious pluralist Roger Williams lands in America. I did pretty good with that. Roger Williams arrives in Boston from England and will become a proponent of the separation between church and state. They'll also found the state of Rhode Island and America's first Baptist church, and then later probably staked to a cross. What just happened? Here we go. 1909, first synthetic plastic. Oh, so this is when it all started, folks. You know, you digest like a credit card size or amount of plastic. Is it a day or a year?
I think that we constantly have about a credit card size worth of plastic in our body. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a lot of plastic.
Yep.
It's everywhere. So thanks a lot. Leo Baekeland, a Belgian-born chemist working in New York, announces his invention of the world's first man-made plastic material, naming it Bakelite. It will help launch the plastics revolution. So anyway, Bakelite. Leo Baekeland. That's the guy that you blame next time your doctor's like, your liver is full of plastic. All right. 1919, United Artists formed. No one cares. Something about Hollywood. Moving on. 1953, candy rationing ends. Britain's sweet rationing comes to an end in 1953 on this day. In place since the start of World War II, sweets rationing limited the amount of sugary goods the public could buy. The first day of unrationed sweets sees a run of toffee apples, nougat sticks, and is that licorice? Licorice strips?
Licorice?
Something like that. Yeah. All right.
So I wonder what that day was like when they finally opened the floodgates and everybody just stormed the candy shops. And
I'm Walter Matthau, and I have sugar to beat us. Something like that. All right. And on to our news stories for the day. We're going to close it out with a happy news story at the end, but buckle up, Buttercup, because these aren't all great. Okay, this is from the FortWorthReport.org. The story is by Eric Garcia. Arlington Company receives $18 million to develop an F-16 jet simulators training for Taiwan. A U.S. defense modeling subsidiary, partially based in Tarrant County, was awarded an $18.37 million contract by the U.S. Department of Defense to develop and provide a fighter jet training simulation program for the Taiwan Air Force. Excellent. So, more business in the DFW area. Manufacturing facilities for the F-16, initially in Fort Worth, were located in Greenville, South Carolina in 2017 to increase production of the F-35 Lightning II fighter jet at a major assembly facility based at Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base, Fort Worth, right down the street from us. The F-16, the latest version of which is known as the Viper, not to be confused with the Sky Viper, is one of the most common military aircraft in the world and is used by 25 nations, including the island of Taiwan. You guys can read on at FortWorthReport.org. Next story. All right. Alliance, Texas, economic impact on North Texas reaches $130 billion, including $10.2 billion in 2024. I just picked this story up because the Alliance area, I don't go over there very often, but it's always been crazy, and it continues to grow. Alliance, Texas is driving massive growth in North Fort Worth. The sprawling 27,000-acre mixed-use development, which includes Parrot-filled Fort Worth Alliance Airport, busy with cargo and aerospace activity, created more than $10.2 billion in economic impact and produced $4.2 billion in property taxes. Holy crap. Paid to local entities in 2024, according to a new report presented to the Fort Worth City Council on February 4th. Sometime in March, I just thought of this, they are getting the current mayor and the last three mayors together for some kind of conference, and it said that they will be selling tickets for tables at this thing soon. It wasn't up yet. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but we should get a table and just bring like all the Fort Worth Roots homies.
Yeah, we should.
And just like yell at the mayor and be like, hey, be on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. Something like that. Did you text me the other night and you said that you're sitting next to Mayor Maddie Parker. Is that true? Or were you just...
Oh, yeah, we hung out all night. We were doing tequila shots. No, but she was at the rodeo, and we were at the rodeo, so, yeah,
same. Yeah.
She was, like, sitting way on the other side, but she was there, so.
I went to the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm not sure what the event was, but I was invited, so I went, and I'm sitting at this table with Carter Blood Care, and we were 2 tables down from the mayor. She's sitting there, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, how do I go over there and give her a business card without looking like a psycho? I deduced that was not possible, so I left her alone. All right, we got another call in. 2 days in a row with the Dustin Schneider. Let's see what this guy, Schneider, see what he needs. Good morning, caller. You're on the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show. How are you doing today?
What is the deal with 199?
We just reported on that, sir, and it will be out for distribution here in just a few minutes. But we scolded our Sky Viper reporter, and he knows now that 199 needs to be covered daily so that you can get to your destination safely, I guess.
Well, I want to throw out another one.
Okay.
Not only 199 needs to be carpet bombed from Lake Worth all the way. I'm going to go all the way to Springtown. Screw Hazel. And screw all the people that live in Hazel.
Oh, my goodness.
They'll do meth anyway. Okay. The other one is 156 from Blue Mound all the way up to Haslett.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's on you. You should know better than to travel that route.
Well,
you should never, ever go down that road.
Have to work these areas. Some of us, our job entails us to drive these terrible roads. And I blame it all on Maddie Parker.
Oh, good Lord. So Fort Worth Roots doesn't always agree with the people that call in. But, hey, since I got you on the line, and this has much to do with nothing, I just want you to know that one of our stories today is Fort Worth police vow to crack down on skyrocketing AT&T cable thefts. That's one of our stories. And they said that the percentage of cable theft...
2 years behind.
My God, are you in a meat grinder? The number of, from October 22 to October 24, the number of cable theft cases has gone up 545%.
Yeah, that's about right, yeah.
Yeah. It also says
I agree.
It also says that stuff's worth $20 a foot, so me and Michael might have a new side gig.
Heck yeah.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let's break this down for a second, because last time I looked up the price for copper, it was about $5 a pound. So you're looking at about a foot. I'd say it's actually worth more than that.
Okay.
Because that's depending on the size and how heavy it is. I'd say it's a little bit more than that.
Maybe we're haggling over gross versus net, because I'm sure the people stealing have to spend a substantial amount of money on methamphetamines.
Yeah,
that's
you
really
gotta
good point.
You got to mix that in. You got to make sure that is taken care of too. So, because you got to be on a lot of meth to get it cut. As quick as these guys are, I've seen them. And now, on the east side of Fort Worth, they're walking around with guards that have AR-15s protecting them as they're cutting it down. And we have had technicians confronted by copper thieves that have been armed and have pulled their guns on them.
Damn it. That's insane, man.
So, yeah, it's getting fun. It's getting real fun.
Yeah.
And yet, I still can't carry here at work, so you know.
Well, we appreciate you calling in. And
I blame that on Sky Viper. I blame that on Maddie Parker also.
Thank you for airing your grievances, sir. We'll see what we can do about those things. And feel free to call in anytime. We appreciate it.
All right. Happy holidays.
All right, brother. See you. All right. That was awful audio, by the way. If Mr. Dustin Schneider is listening now to the recording, next time, could you turn off the metal grinding machine that you have installed in your vehicle?
He was probably cutting some cable.
Right.
He was in the middle of...
That was awful. Absolute mar on the entire Fort Worth Roots organization. Anyway, moving on. We got one more news story before our happy news story for the day. This is really bad. Prepare yourselves. This is from Fox4News.com. Stories by Lori Brown. Headline is Animal Rescuers Describe Disturbing Conditions of the Colony Home. That's Colony, Texas. Dead cats in the freezer. I'm sorry I did this to you, but it is psychotic, and if I had to read it, you had to hear about it. Here's the brief. The owners of the Colony Home, where 88 animals were seized last week, defended themselves before a municipal judge in a Tuesday court hearing. It was revealed in court that it was the couple's own children who reported their parents to the Colony Animal Services. 24 dogs, 45 cats, 12 reptiles, and 7 mice were rescued from the home. 22 animals didn't make it out alive. The Colony police say there were They're waiting on medical evaluations and necropsy results before announcing any possible charges. Pretty crazy. Fox 4 was not allowed to have a camera in the courtroom on Tuesday as the city attorney showed 154 photos that, in his words, would shock the conscience. The most horrific photos shown were 21 unalived cats that were in a trash bag in the freezer. Okay, all right, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have even read that off.
That was dark.
That's terrible. But
also, I didn't know you lived in the colony.
I do not live in the colony. What's going on up there in the colony? My God, that's not something I would have expected to come out of that area. All right, so here's our happy news story for the day, and selfishly, I picked this one because we've got a gentleman here that used to reside in North Carolina. Charlotte cycling through thoroughfare to finally get long-awaited bridge, and she's a beauty.
It's a nice bridge.
It is one hell of a bridge. Look at that. It's ridiculous.
It's a really good bridge.
You know what I wish they'd have spent some of that money on instead of the bridge?
What's that?
One more additional toilet in the Charlotte airport so that they would have 2 toilets in the airport. North Carolina cyclists are rejoicing at the news that the plans for a pedestrian bridge over I-277 have finally begun to materialize after 2 decades of procrastination. For almost 20 years, residents of various parts of Charlotte, North Carolina, have been able to access the city's uptown core with a unique urban infrastructure feature called the Rail Trail. The 3.5-mile cycling and pedestrian artery runs along the city's Blue Line Metro and connects the southwestern neighborhoods of, help me out,
Sedgefield, Southside Park, Brookhill, Dilworth, Wilmore, and South End.
Were you a Dilworth guy? You kind of look like a Dilworth guy.
Thank you. Yeah. That's a compliment. That's a nice little part of town.
Do you know those areas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why we left. There was not enough bike routes. They dragged their feet on that bridge, and so we were like, yeah, we got to go. So.
Well, you can thank Mayor Betsy Price for all the extravagant bike trails around here in the Fort Worth area.
They should put a bike trail inside the airport and then let you rent bikes, because
then you could pedal your way to a toilet.
You have to walk like 20 miles from gate to gate.
That's
in
pretty
that stupid airport.
It's pretty wild.
It's the worst airport design I've ever seen.
And I wanted to give our Fort Worth police officers a little bit of attention this morning because they're asking for your help. Fort Worth police ask for help locating a missing 21-year-old man. It doesn't say why. Fort Worth police are asking to locate this man. Disappeared 4 days ago, according to a statement posted on Facebook. This was released 8 hours ago. So Jesse Alexandro Lozano was last seen around 1:45 p.m. January 31st in the 4000 block of Hallett Street in Fort Worth, police said. Lozano is 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighs 190 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes, police said. Lozano was last known to be driving a black 2009 GMC Yukon with Texas license plate number VWJ7076, according to the statement. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Fort Worth Police Department at 817-392-4222. And I damn near forgot, we have, if you guys haven't been paying attention to the Keller ISD thing that's going on, they're talking about splitting the ISD into 2 segments. We had a North Fort Worth correspondent call in and leave us a little message. He was at a city council meeting where they discussed this.
Good morning, Fort Worth Roots. This is Richard Keller, your North Fort Worth correspondent, also known as Itchy Richie, itchyrichie.com for all your Itchy Richie needs. Calling to report on last week's Keller ISD board meeting. They finally had what they probably should have done a few months back, which was a public meeting discussing the various ideas to save the district from financial turmoil. One of those ideas, the controversial one that I'm sure you've all heard of, is splitting the district. Information was presented from a couple of think tanks and consultancy firms that basically amounted to not much of a difference if the district was split. So it really begs the question, what's the point of the split? Still don't have any answers, but at the very least, they're pretending to listen to us. So there's that. I will count that as a victory for now. Itchy Richie signing off.
Excellent. I appreciate that. I'm always telling you guys you can call in and tell us about events that are happening that you want to promote. But if there's a news story that we don't know about that you want to make sure makes it to the airwaves, the digital airwaves, the internets, just let us know. You can email it to us. And Richard Keller, what he did is he just did an audio recording on his phone and texted it to us at 817-988-1292. And that's the first time we've had that, but it worked out great. So you don't even have to email us if you want. That's another way you can use the hotline to get your message out to the public. I'm going to pull up another clip for a badass little organization that left us a message this weekend. But while I'm doing that, you want to tell us Turtle Facts. It's Turtle Facts Wednesday, Michael.
It is. Man, I've been missing out on providing such a service to the Fort Worth community.
And I've got complaints. People have been complaining. Where are the Turtle Facts?
I'm sure both of them are very upset. A little known fact, maybe everyone knows this, but turtles do not have teeth. Did you know that?
Yeah, they've got those hard, rigid lips.
Yeah. Stop talking about my mom.
Sorry, Mrs. Brittner.
It's okay. She'll probably never hear this.
I'm sending it to her. So.
No, they have a beak. It's made of keratin, which is the same stuff your fingernails are made of.
I was going to say toenails.
Yeah. And toenails.
Yeah.
Fingernails and toenails are made of the same stuff.
So they basically have toenails for teeth.
Yeah. I don't know how they trim their beaks, but or if they ever get beak fungus. But anyway.
We'll ask your mom. That's excellent.
But, hatchlings are often omnivores. They eat animals and plants. Green turtles are vegetarian. And then most of the other turtles are carnivorous. So a little fun fact for the day.
How many turtles do you have, Michael?
I'm just down to 27. Last week was a very bad week. But,
bad week for turtles.
Yeah.
We really do need to look into turtle races here at Hoppin.
I've thought about it. I think about it every day.
We could look at all this length here.
The patio has a great little strip
where
we could have a turtle race.
Yeah. And we could really make a deal out of that. Yeah. I'd say we should start at probably around 8 p.m.
That's a good idea.
It's a damn good idea.
Well, my turtles go to bed early, so it might have to be a little. Well, I got a couple that are party animals. They stay up late.
Apparently our pilot, Candy, up in the Sky Viper, she has she's a recovering drug addict, so maybe she's got something we can give those turtles to get them excited and ready for an 8 p.m. race.
I'll put it in their water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably not illegal at all.
Probably not.
Speaking of hopping, what do we got going on this weekend?
A lot of fun stuff this weekend, man. I mean, I'm psyched about the Funky Town Side Saddle Syndicate with Kendi Jean and
Let me read off this bill because it's an all-female bill, and it's going to be awesome. It's Bailey Rhodes, April and Smith, Calamity Janes, Late to the Station, September Moon, Kendi Jean and the Velvet Smoke Show, and it's going to start at 4:30 here at Hoppin on February 8th. It's the last day for the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, and we're doing this to kind of highlight the big moment. That's a great organization, and we look forward to that every year. It's $20 at the door, and all of that money, every penny, is going to our female artists. So you guys come on out, show your support, and have some good drinks with us at the cocktail bar. But yeah, I'll be here. Everybody that's cool is going to be here, and you should be here too.
And you can get some food. We're going to have Not Just Q. It's a barbecue food truck. They used to be parked over near West 7th for a long time. It's called Not Just Q. Huh. They have barbecue, but they also have other stuff.
Cool.
It's not just barbecue, but I'm psyched about it. I'm going to be here for that. I recommend everybody come out, get some barbecue, listen to some good music, have a beer, have a cocktail, have a good time.
Excellent. We've got some openings in our schedule at the Fort Worth Roots for our Tuesday Artist Spotlight. So if you guys are interested in bringing some friends out and doing a recording with us on a Tuesday, holler at me. You can get me on the Fort Worth hotline, Fort Worth Roots hotline, 817-988-1292, or email us media@fortworthroots.com. And, I think that gets us up to date with events. But Thursday, tomorrow, we cover all the events that we find on the fortworthreport.org for upcoming events over the weekend. We also troll people's Facebook, like Magnolia Motor Lounge and the Cicada and things like that to see who's playing where. So tune in Thursday and get up to date on all that good stuff. But here's something that's happening tonight, Wednesday, at Southside Preservation Hall.
Hey, this Wednesday is Weird Wednesday at Southside Preservation Hall. Doors open at 5 p.m. for a night market featuring over 40 vendors selling everything from vinyl records to handmade goods. The big show starts at 8 p.m. Step into the chapel for a secret screening of a rated R romantic comedy. We've got food vendors on site, including popcorn and candy, plus it's BYOB and the parking's free. Visit fwcinema.org to get more information and RSVP for Weird Wednesday.
Thank you, Greg. He always does the best promos, man. I need to holler at him and take some notes. He also dropped off a flyer at our studio over there in River Oaks at the Fort Worth Roots studio in our mailbox. And I was like, oh, that's weird, but cool. So thanks, Greg.
You're like, could have just emailed it.
I figured he was probably just in the area and had those in his car. I was like, oh, let me stick a couple of these in his mailbox. That's funny. All right, you got anything else to cover today?
The other thing happening this weekend, if you want to come and pregame before the Super Bowl with beer and chocolate paired together.
That's right.
That's happening this Sunday starting at 2 p.m. Costs $25. It includes some chocolate, some beer. Apparently, chocolate and beer go together.
Yeah, when I first read that, I'm like, I don't know if that would make sense, but there's so many different flavors of beer that you could probably pick out some good ones that would complement chocolate. So
I love chocolate. I love beer. Who says they can't go together?
And on this day in history, there was some thing where they took away chocolate
candy and
restrictions.
Chocolate. Yeah. So you have to celebrate.
Yeah, let's all celebrate.
Get some chocolate. Yeah.
Thank y'all for listening to this episode of the Fort Worth Roots Morning Show. We do this Monday through Thursday, releases at 8 a.m. so that you can listen on any streaming service. Anywhere you listen to music, you can find it there. Just look for Fort Worth Roots on social media. We are also Fort Worth Roots on all those things. We do Facebook, we do the TikToks, we do the Instagrams. And starting, I believe, next week, I don't know if we got it out early enough this cycle, but definitely by next week, you're going to start seeing the Fort Worth Roots in the Fort Worth Weekly every week on I believe, the back page. It's the first time that we've done this, so I'm just kind of waiting to see how that turns out. But shout out to Tony Diaz at the Fort Worth Weekly for finally getting something going between Fort Worth Roots and the Weekly. We really appreciate that. All right, guys, as you move through today, we hope that you will choose love and gratitude with every chance you get. Until tomorrow, folks, good day.
Here comes my great day in the morning, oh Lord. Morning, my great day in the morning, oh morning, my great day in the morning, my great day in the morning, 'cause she got that soul, and she give it to me.